Hi, this is Siddharth Venkatraman. Welcome to LinkedIn Masterclass Module 5. So, what we're going to look at today is a very, very interesting topic, and it's nothing but about content, creating killer content to build your influence. So, I've repeatedly told that in LinkedIn, you can be an influencer without having a million followers. Okay, so the secret to that is creating content. And now the other big misnomer about content is that you need to be good in English or you need to be it's a creative job and it's not about everyone can write content. So it's nothing like that. Okay. It's not about English. It's about the value you add to your stakeholders, to your customers, to your community is what it all matters. Okay. So today in this module, we are going to look at how can each one of us become a very good content creators and become thought leaders on LinkedIn. So before we get in, a small statistics, okay? So if you take the overall population of LinkedIn, about 90% of them are inactive. It's just that they have a profile, they don't do anything with it. And about 8%, what they do is they do not create anything of their own, but they are there. When some other people create content, they probably go and engage with that content. They may like that comment, they may share that uh, content, and all these kind of things. Okay, they don't proactively share anything or add value in that sense. Okay, there are just about 1 to 2% of people who create and contribute on LinkedIn. So if you are able to be in that 1 to 2% of audience who consistently adds value to the LinkedIn community, to your stakeholders, you can very well be one of the top ranked profiles. And you can also build a personal brand around yourself as a thought leader in your domain. Okay. Now, the other very important aspect of why we need to create content is this. As I told you, there is a limit to the number of connections you can have on LinkedIn, which is about 30,000 at the time I'm recording this video. So after that, it is only about people being able to follow you. They cannot be connected to you, they can follow you. But when do people start following you? It's only when you consistently keep creating content which is relevant to your audience that people who are relevant to you will end up seeing your post and then they'll start following you. So only then beyond 30,000 you can go on expanding your network and influence. Okay. So if you actually take a look at any content, okay, I can even show you some examples from my profile. Uh, Let me just get on to my live profile. So if I go and look at any content, just close this. So if I go and look at any piece of content, you will see that I've had more engagement from people who are not directly connected to me. Okay, so if you look at this, these are all people. If you look at it, the top few people are probably till here, they are people who are directly connected to me. But if you look at it, a huge population or a huge number of tractions has happened from people who are connected to my connections. Okay, so this is again a very, very important reason uh, why we need to create content, because we get engagement and we reach people who are not directly connected to us as well. Okay, so now what we will do is before that, content is very critical, as I said, to reach people who are not your followers or connections. And content is the reason you can be an influencer without having a million or even a lakh of followers, which is not the case on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, where the number of followers really, really matters if you need to be an influencer. Okay, add value plus education is building trust, which means add value to the community. And when people start learning from you, or when people start gaining some kind of value from you, unconditional value from you, you're starting to build trust and credibility. So even if we look at our funnel, okay, in the previous module, one of the previous modules, we looked at the funnel. Okay, so the building trust, or the mid part of the funnel where you're building credibility and trust, a lot of it comes from the quality of the content which you're creating. Okay, and it's not about directly going and selling yourself saying that hey, I'm great. It's about how you're adding value based on which people are able to recognize that okay, this person knows a lot in this domain. Content is of three types. Okay, so the first one is what content you put out of your profiles, like the posts we say, right? LinkedIn posts or LinkedIn articles, blogs, or any videos or pictures which you put out from your profile. It's your content. That's the first type of content. The second one is the value you add on other people's content. When other people make posts, I said, right, there are about 8% of people who just engage with other people's posts. And here again, when you add value, it's not just going and liking or going and saying, hey, great post. It's about you actually consuming what this person has written in their post or in their video or whatever they've posted over there, and adding value on top of it. It could be your opinion or it could be some added information which really adds value to that post which this person has done. Okay, so that is the second type of content. The third one is participating in groups. In the previous modules, one of the modules, we had discussed about how you can find the right people with whom you can network in groups. Likewise, in groups, where so we had seen there how we went into a healthcare group and we could see people relevant to us. So likewise, you can start a discussion in that group, or you can participate in discussions which are there in the group. So these are also adding value and adding content. So now there are some ground rules which we are looking at. Always customize. Okay, never keep templates and keep sharing it, especially when you're creating content, or even that sense, even when you're writing a message to someone. Okay, customize it, make it specific to that scenario and that person. Keep engaging with other people's content regularly. Okay, it's not only about you adding more and more content, it's about you consuming others content also. You learn a lot, plus also other people get to know you. So suppose, as I said, before I send a personal connection to someone, if I've engaged with their content meaningfully, they will already kind of, I will be in their mind space. So when I send them an invite, the probability of them accepting is high. So even that's a form of content. That's why content is very important even there. Create and share your unique content. And in case you're sharing somebody else's content, please give credit. Don't try to take other people's content and show as yours, because if you get caught, it's really bad. Okay. Then, how to make content relevant? This is a very important question, because now the problem is when people get into this mode of creating content, they just go on, they're more focused on the volume of content they create and not whether it's of quality. Okay, so your quality matters a lot. So before you share any form of content, and this is why we had discussed on, you need to be clear about your objective and who's your target audience. So that plays a role here as well. Okay, that's why we did it as a foundation in this entire course. So because you are clear about your stakeholders and you're clear about your audience, your content needs to be relevant to them. Okay, so if your target audience is a doctor, or all doctors, or cardiologists, or healthcare professionals, the content which you share must be something which interests them and which adds value to them, or it makes them excited. Okay, so for example, if you're a marketer and your followers are predominantly young marketing people, then you need to add value where they learn from you or learn from your experiences. So your content should be very relevant to your buyer, your stakeholders, or your audience, and it need not be necessarily customers. You may have a lot of followers who are following you for stuff which is beyond your core job. Okay, but then in that case, you need to add some content also in that front which adds value. It could be some life experiences which you had, which people could benefit on, because maybe they are going through a similar situation in their life and they can learn from whatever you learned through your journey. Okay, so be very, very clear on this. So what type of content do my buyers prefer to consume? And this is an example I gave you where you can go to your influencers profile. Okay, I will show you an example. So if I go to in the digital marketing field, I had already told you that there is one influencer called Neil Patel. I'm just taking him as an example here to show you. So if I go to his profile, and if I go to his content bank, which is this activity, see all activity posts, I can see what are the kind of posts which he's making, which is having a lot of traction. Okay, a lot of engagement, comments, and stuff like that. So some of it will have lots and some may not. Okay. So this is an idea. This is something which will give you an idea of what type of content is getting consumed in your market, or people relevant to you. What kind of content are they looking for? Okay. The another way to do this is go on to Google, okay, and try to search what are the kind of things which people are looking for in your industry. Okay. So that will give you an idea, okay, on what is the kind of content which people are consuming. Now, I'm going to give you to make things easier. Okay, so because there's always this in terms of content or in terms of writing itself, there's always something called the writer's block. Okay, so everybody, even experienced writers, face this writer's block. So I'm going to give you easy ways in which you can bucket ideas so that it will be easy for you to start off on your journey. Okay, so typically, based on several experiments which I've done, okay, and several experimentation on the types of content, plus some learnings which I've got from other people, I've tried to bucket into certain most consumed themes of content. So if you look at it, experiences, your personal experiences of certain kinds is very, very useful. Okay. The second one is learning. Okay. It could be what you have learned, which others can learn from, or purely material which are beneficial for other people to learn from you. Okay. That's about learning. Achievements. You've done something phenomenal. Okay. And again, achievements need not be a big award or some big, you need not have won some great award or something. Achievement can mean anything. Okay. Like if someone has lost 5 kilos, it could be an achievement. Okay. Or you've been able to crack that exam which you've been trying for 4 years. Okay. That's an achievement. So anything is an achievement. It's in your terms, not in what society thinks. So achievements which will motivate others also to follow suit. Okay. Struggles. What are the struggles which you've had? And you would have definitely had learnings from that struggle. Okay. Discoveries. Okay. You found something. Okay. Something new. Please share. I've seen a lot of people who have very simple things like hacks. Okay. They would have found some hack in Excel, or they would have found some hack in Google Sheets. Okay. They would share it. Hey, I found this hack. And at the same time, it could be some major discoveries as well. Okay. Case stories, especially if you're a salesperson or if you're running a business, case stories on how somebody has used your product or your service and how they've benefited is a wonderful story. Okay. Passion. So everybody has, like, for some people, profession, passion, everything is the same, but for some people probably they would be different, right? So for me, my profession is marketing, and my passion is coaching and training, especially career coaching. Okay. So I had a lot of content based on how people can groom themselves and improve their career. Okay. About people, inspirational people. I've written stories about people I've met in my life who have been inspirational. And when I say inspirational, they need not be a CEO. I've seen young boys who like really like a rags to riches kind of story. Guys who have been like an office assistant and grew up to become a area sales manager. Or examples of people near my house who have relentlessly pursued something and then they have come out of it. Okay, so people, that sells a lot. Okay, a lot of people enjoy such stories. Books, if you're a book, if you read books, then you can share a synopsis of the book and tell people that, hey, this is a book you can also read. Okay. Success, like achievements, it can be anything. Okay. Any short success, big success. And if for an organization you're representing, success of the organization. DIY is basically do it yourself. Like for example, uh, I give out tips like do it yourself digital marketing, or do it yourself personal branding, or do it yourself social media strategy. So likewise, you can do something in your domain. Very simple hacks. Okay, do it yourself. Steps to achieve is like 9 steps to something, 7 steps to something. Okay, so I will show you some examples from my profile for some of them. Okay, so if you go look at it, uh, this is an example of a book, okay, which I read. Okay, so this is an example of a book which I read. It was on careers. So I wrote about a small synopsis and then I tagged the author, okay, and I posted it. Okay, so this post was trending on LinkedIn. And you know why? Because first, it's not my book, but I'm suggesting somebody else's book which is good so that it can help a lot of people. So it was trending because a lot of people probably found it useful because it could help them in their careers. Okay, so this is about books, and this is about, I'm talking about it. I'm giving a link to my YouTube channel, and I'm talking about a basic stuff. Like there are a lot of people who are have this question of what sales, what's marketing. So I've tried to put together a video on what's the basic difference, what's the sales process, what's the marketing process. Okay, so it's again a useful tip, okay, for people, and it helps them. So this post also performed very well. Then if you look at it, this is something like I've personally faced. Okay, I've always had this problem of putting off things, procrastinating and stuff. So there are things which I learned by experience on what could be the reason and how can we really take step by step action. Okay, so if you look at it, I put it like a carousel here. So it's about 9 proven tips to beat procrastination. So I'm giving them some 9 tips on how to do that. Okay, which I've tried and tested. Okay, uh, then if you look at this, the next one is, again, this is about some career hacks. Okay, again, I put up a video on YouTube, my YouTube channel, and I have shared that. And this one is again a personal experience. So I've gone through phases of depression, okay, and I've come out of it. So I'm sharing my experience, my challenges, and how people can really, how can they really get out of it. Okay, so I'm giving some examples from a personal experience. This one is about, I'm sharing a framework. So this is a framework which I created on customer experience, okay, and which I'm telling people, hey, go ahead, download it, and you can probably follow something like this. Okay, this is how you can really measure your customer experience. So it's more like a tips. Okay, this is a personal experience where I ran a restaurant, and uh, I ran it for 4 years and it failed at the end. So I'm sharing what are the mistakes I did, so that other entrepreneurs or other people who are starting out can avoid. Okay, so my personal experience. So basically, these are all some of the examples from these buckets. Okay, which I've shown you on how you can actually do it. So to start off with, okay, so now I've told all these things, I've shown my examples. Okay, so the biggest problem which comes is they don't know. Okay, even after all this, people don't know how to start off. Okay, so I'm giving you this formula to start off. List down 5 life experiences. Okay, and again, life experience need not be some great thing. It could be a very simple thing to the outside world, but to you it could mean a big thing. Okay, for example, a failed relationship, you were able to come out of it. That's a life experience. Okay, you would have learned some stuff out of it. Okay, like that, jot down 3 or 4 or 5 experiences which you feel taught you something. Okay, like for example, I have experiences where probably I trusted someone, and then uh, there was a betrayal. Okay, and then I felt very bad about it. And then the next time I learned how to do that. Or in a professional experience, we would have done some mistakes, okay, and we would have learned, and the next time we will not. So these are all life experiences. 5 learnings, again, it could be either something which you've learned, which you would like to share with people, or something which, if you are an experienced person, something which youngsters can learn from you. Okay, put 5 things, jot down 5 things which you want to teach people. There'll be things, right, which you're very passionate about, you want to talk to people about. Put those 5 things and say, hey, this is what it is. 5 achievements. Okay, again, nothing great. Okay, simple achievements could do. Okay, list down 5 things which in the last 1 year you felt very happy about. Okay, there would have been something which you were proud of, you were happy of in the last 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or visit your entire life. What are those 5 things you're proud of? Okay, 5 areas where you've struggled. Okay, everybody goes through, just like achievements, there are struggles or dime a dozen. List down. Okay, like for example, if I say that I took up some new job and initially I struggled, I didn't know how to go about doing it. Okay, and then how I learned it the hard way and how I came out of it. Okay, I said I ran a business, okay, and I struggled, I made mistakes. So I'm telling people how to do that. Okay, so this is again something. List down 5 areas where you struggled. Okay, and it's not difficult to find that. 5 people who have influenced you and you see as an inspiration. And for me, I will tell you, if you go visit my profile, you'll be able to see. I had a colleague in one of my organizations several years back, and he was at that point of time an office boy. From there, he did his graduation while working, post graduation, and today he manages a team of about 60 people in a healthcare company. Okay, so he's a person who's inspired me. And then there was a guy near my house who's been having a vegetable shop for years together. Okay, and It's wonderful the way he changes, okay, from a normal street side vendor. Today he has a shop with automated billing and all these kind of things. Okay, so he's he's just put everything into it and he's just gone full on. So these are all people around you whom you can find as inspirations. Catch hold of them. That's a wonderful story. Okay, books, 3 or 4 books which you've read, definitely. I know everybody is not an avid reader. Okay, I'm myself not such a big avid reader. I just pick up once or two. I just pick up 1 or 2 books and just read them if it interests me. So, but again, so write about them. List down 3 or 4 books, or list down 3 or 4 books you want to read, and then read them, and then write about them. Okay. Notes from your passion, any passion you have, you can always tell people about that. Okay. uh, then write down 3 or 4 initiatives or ideas which could have been in your workplace, it could you have been in your personal life, it could have been in some other hobbies which you do, which really made that difference to you or to society. Okay, so my thing is, list down, just think through. I'm sure you will get ideas for each one of them. Nobody has any dearth for any of them. Okay, best practices while sharing content is share when your audience is online. So you need to be very sensitive about who's your kind of audience. So, and the best way is to try out different times during the day and see which time works best. Okay, share often, don't have any inhibitions. As I told you again, it's not about English, it's only about that core message which is important. Okay, your English can be, it's not a test of it's not your test for your English language. Okay, it's your experience which counts and what value you add. Okay, share different types of content. I said small posts, long posts, or as I showed you, carousels. I'll just show you. So different types of posts, meaning this one was a normal post with some pictures I had put. Okay, this one is again a picture and a normal post. This one is a video on my YouTube channel which I've given the link over here. Okay, so this is a kind of a post. This one is like a carousel. Okay, so where I've created a list of images and I've put it up so that people can read through easily. Okay, so there are a variety of things which you can try. Then there's something called articles. Okay, so now how do I make a post? Okay, so this is another question. So before I go that, so when I'm on my profile, okay, when I'm on my profile, right, so this is my profile. I click on this, start a post. Okay, and here I'm because I'm also administrator for some couple of pages. It shows here like you want to post as this. Otherwise in general it will not. If you just have your page, then it's just this, and then you can set the setting, and I suggest let it be anyone. Okay, uh, so then all you need to do is go here and you start typing. Or in initial phases, you can probably have a Word document. I will show you. I used to have a Word document before. Okay, so what I used to do is, because there's a 1300 character limit for this post, which includes spaces, full stops, commas, everything. Okay, so what I used to do is I used to have a Word document where I will write down the post first. I will check for word count and everything. Okay, and then I will paste it over here. And it anyway, LinkedIn throws up if it's more than 1300, it will show you how many characters you have exceeded, and then you'll have to bring it down. And then what you can do is you can add an image. So you just click on this and then you can pick up an image from your system. Okay, uh, this is a video, share a video, same way. Okay, or the other idea is you can, for videos, to improve the reach of your post, what you can do is you can add content. You can put the content like I showed you in this example, where I've written everything over here, I've put an image over here, and I've given the link to the YouTube channel in my comments. Okay, so that I will say that the link to the videos in the comments. Okay, so the other one is creating a poll. So your question, so I can say how many people are actively using LinkedIn. Okay, option 1, rarely. Option 2, frequently. Okay, add option, one more, every day. Okay, and then poll duration, I can say 3 days, which means it will be open. And when I'm done, this is created on, it will come out on my profile. So just saying, please, let's do this, let's do this poll. okay, and I post it, it comes up on my post. Okay, so this is the next one about content. So the next type of content is basically articles. Okay, so when I say articles, you can click on write an article. You can actually upload an image if you want to. Okay, and then you can write. It's like a blog post basically. Go a good headline, and then here you don't have this limit of 1300 characters and all these things. So if you have something longer to write, you can use this article. Okay, so this is what I meant as shared varied types of content. Okay, then promote other people's content, and this again means if you like somebody else's content, do share it, do uh, give them credit for it or share them. Like for example, when I read some good content from other people, I sometimes share that and say, hey, this is a good read. Or sometimes I may take elements of it and then give credit saying that I read from this person about this, and I would like to while add on some more things and then I write about it. Okay, so promote other people's content. And long form updates, this is what I said, 1300 character limit is there. That's the long form update. Okay, and there was a dwell algorithm introduced by LinkedIn. So the longer your post is, the more the people spend time on reading that post, which means the more the reach for that post. Okay, so a long form update is a 1300 character. There are other things like, as I said, opinion pieces, training tips, book reviews. I think we saw about this in the previous one. Be aware of your audience. This means it's not the same as Facebook or Instagram. So if you're trying to reach to a very senior audience, then try avoiding using emojis and all these kind of funny stuff. If you're writing again to an audience who's more into numbers, then try to substantiate your claims with some proofs. Okay, so that's what it is. Hashtags. So this is a very, very important question. How do I decide on a hashtag? Okay, so in Instagram, you can use up to 30 hashtags. Okay, but in LinkedIn, the best thing is about 3 to 4 hashtags and not more than that. Okay, and try to use two broad hashtags and two niche hashtags. For example, when I write something on social media is a broad hashtag. Social media tips is a very niche hashtag. Okay, so it should not be more than 3 or 4, because only then it has any meaning. Okay, and why you need to use hashtag is only then will people be able to find. So people who do not follow you but they're looking for some article which is relevant to hashtag social media, then I will come up on their feed. Like I will show you an example. So how hashtags works. Okay, so for example, let me take one of my posts. So here I've said sales and marketing, okay, and sales funnel. So if I click on sales funnel, I will see all those content which other people have created with the hashtag sales funnel. Okay, so there are so many people who are not even in my network. They are third, my connection. But because I've used that hashtag, I've clicked on that hashtag, I will come to see these persons, these out of my network people's contributions as well. Okay, so this is the reason why you need to use hashtag, but it needs to be done very diligently. Okay, see, if you look at this, is 301 followers, but if you take something like sales, okay, so in the same example, I clicked on sales funnel and I came here. If I say sales, look at the number of followers. Okay, so this is a broad hashtag. Sales funnel is a very niche hashtag. Okay, so yours needs to be a combination of this niche hashtag and broad hashtag. Okay, the next one is about at mentions. Okay, so if I show you an example, so if I had shown you that I had written this post about this book, so I had at mentioned the author. Okay, so this is a good idea if you're writing something which is relevant to someone. This when I tag this person, if he has a lot of followers, then they get to see this post, and then I may get better engagement, and at the same time this person also notices me. Okay, so in that way at mentions makes a lot of sense. Okay, links in the comment is the example I showed you. Generally, if you don't put the link in the post, but you can always say that it's in the comments and put it over there, because in that way the reach improves, okay, as per the algorithm. This is an example I want to give you of a LinkedIn post. Okay, I've taken an example from one of my well-performing posts. Okay, and I'm trying to break it up and give it to you into a structure. Okay, so that you can probably, once you've listed all those topics and once you want to start writing, this will give you a formula. The first part is called the hook. Okay, so when someone sees in their feed, if you look at it, this entire post won't be visible. Only a part of it will be visible. So if I go here, my feed, just 1 or 2 lines will be visible. Okay. So this first 2 lines needs to be very interesting so that people will see more and they'll start reading the post. Okay. Otherwise, they may just, if it's not interesting, I'll just keep scrolling down. Okay, it's not interesting. Okay. So this first part is called the hook. Okay. So you need to put some, again, you don't need to get too creative, but something which will want them to read more. So here, if you look at it, do not sell USPs through your marketing, sell ESPs. Okay. And now this will say, okay, what is USP, ESP? So what does he say? Okay. Then the next one, I'm giving them content which I've given in a step format so that they will read it. It will not be too overwhelming, not too wordy. Okay, I think he's giving some steps and they will read it. Okay. Finally, I've given a subtle call to action. I'm not telling them directly, hey, go and comment. Okay. I'm giving them a subtle call to action saying every brand is moving this direction. So does every business need to move that way? So people, there were about 56 comments which came. Okay. So then people started voicing their opinion. No, I said no, yes, and all these kind of things. Okay. So some tips is avoid bulky paragraphs which will be difficult to consume. Make it easy for your audience to read. This is where you should be very sensitive about the type of audience you're addressing to. Break it into smaller lines. Be authentic. Don't be true to yourself. Do not write things which you don't believe in yourself. You should believe what you say. Okay. The authenticity, believe me, will come out. If I'm just taking somebody else's point of view and putting it over there, it just doesn't come so natural. Okay, it's very easy to find out. So be authentic and always have this intent to add value. Okay, always, I want to add value to the community. I don't care what's going to happen. I'm not bothered about how many likes comes, how many shares comes, how much comments come. I want to add value. Instantly these other things will follow. Okay. And what good content does. Okay, this screenshot was probably about 2-3 months ago. Okay, so many of my posts in my relevant topic have been trending. Okay, be it for digital marketing, advertisements, LinkedIn. Okay, positioning, AI, customer experience, growth hacking. So these are all basically my core area and I've been trending. And again, it's not rocket science. Okay, and now it's not trending. Now you don't get something called trending, you get something called uh, people are reading this content or something like that. Okay, so for example, I'll show you this morning I had for one of my content pieces when I'm recording this. Okay, so nowadays it's not about trending, but there's something which comes up like this, people are reacting to your post. Okay, so which means this has had a lot of interest amongst my target audience. Okay, so this is what happens, and when this happens, more and more people consume content. Okay, and that's the importance of good content and consistent content. Okay, it's not about today I make a post and then again after several weeks I make a post. Also, I don't want you to go overboard. Okay, so that is, have that compulsion that every day I need to make a post and so you go all over the place. Be very focused. Okay, consistency and frequency is important, but at the same time you should not compromise on quality. Okay, what a good content also does. So this is an example. So between two subsequent periods, just see, from 53 posts for an equivalent period, I made 148 posts. So which was a 180% increase in the number of posts, which translated into a 800% to a 180% increase in content creation, resulted in an 800% increase in views. Okay, of my posts, of my content, and which resulted in a 1,000% increase in engagement. Just look at how exponentially it's increasing. So my content from 53, I just went to 148, but that meant consistent creation of content to my relevant audience. And look at the way in which the views and then the engagement has gone up. Okay, so that's how it works in exponential terms. As you go down the funnel from reach to engagement to conversion, it just goes up, multiplies. Okay, and you just look at this. I'm just comparing the graphs from my analytics tool. This is when I was inconsistent and this is when I was consistent. Just look at how the graph is, how dense it is. And even if I can go to the live analytics tool here, okay, this is my live analytics tool which I use called Shield Analytics. It's an external tool, it's a paid tool. So if I take year to date, just look at the graphs. Look at the way the graphs are growing, and look at the way the -2. This is if you look at the engagement. Okay, year to date, there's been a 2000% increase in engagement. Okay, here comments 2500% increase. Okay, and but if you look at the number of posts, that's just a 200% increase. But then look at the way engagement and reach and all these things are increasing. And here again, what I'm saying is it's possible for everyone. Okay, I'm not boasting about myself, but it's possible for everyone. You need to focus on the quality of content, and you need to focus on how do you really add value to your audience. Okay, so the next important thing is you can also, there are something called hashtag communities. So just as I told you, hashtag, so there are some more people saying even after all this I'm finding it difficult to find good content. Okay, so there's an idea. So you just search for your relevant topic. Okay, healthcare, I would say, for an example. Okay, healthcare management. Just follow, click on. So once this has come, there are about 8,000 followers. Just click on follow. So what happens is you are now following this. So in your regular feed, you will start getting content of what other people in this uh, domain are contributing, which will give you two things. One, idea for your content. Two, you will be up to date on knowledge from around the world. So this is one thing which you can do. Hashtag, follow hashtags. So for example, I follow a lot of hashtags. See here, if you come and scroll down, you will be able to see on the left panel in my profile. If you see there, you can see the followed hashtags, what all I'm following. Okay, digital marketing, LinkedIn to and coaching business and stuff like that. So this gives you an idea. The other one is Google Alerts. Okay, which will again give you a lot of interesting insights. So all you need to do is I'll just go to this link, google.com. So again, I'll say okay, and create alert. Okay, so what happens is on a regular basis, I get in my Gmail inbox lot of content from around the globe on various platforms given to me as a digest. I will just get into my Gmail and I will show it to you. So it comes to me as an alert so that you can get to know more what's happening. It can also be a input for you. So if I'll just move this. Google Alerts. So I had subscribed like how I did for healthcare, I had done for brand management. So I keep getting on a regular basis digest like this. So much of content on what's happening, what's the latest news. Okay. So this keeps me up to date on what's happening, and it gives you idea for new content. It also gives you knowledge. Okay. You can take this and share it with other people. Okay. So these are all ideas in which you can really churn content regularly. So now we come to the end of this topic. Okay, so the activity is this: identify topics you want to start talking about, and for which I have given you this list. So I want you to think through and jot down these, at least two or three in each of these. Okay, and the next what I want you to do is start creating content for each. First take one at a time. No need to, just pick one of them and just start writing. Okay, don't be bothered about English and all these things. Just start writing. Okay, and post it. Make a post today. Okay, you're doing this module today. I want you to write and put up a post today. Okay, and you will start seeing the magic work. Once you consistently start posting, you will start seeing how it works. Okay, so and then you start doing 3 to 4 a week and then scale it up. Okay, consistency is the king. Never get depressed that somebody else is getting so many likes, somebody is getting so many shares. It's immaterial. Value you keep adding, eventually you will start reaching the right kind of audience. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this module. Okay, come on, get to work, and you're going to see a magic happen. Take care. See you on the other side.